Thank you, Max. I am Edion, and I'm here with Detective Bailey. We are going to talk about gang violence. So tell me, what is a gang?
Well, a gang is basically a group of people that have a common goal and work towards that common goal together. In the streets, unfortunately, most gangs use illegal means to get something or use force or something like that. But gangs doesn't necessarily mean bad. They could be good gangs, and they reach a common goal through working together, yeah.
What community conditions enable gangs to take root?
Well, in the more street gangs, you're looking at community, no place to go for the youth, no place, bad families, not being together, not being there for the children, and then you're looking at schools, how schools treat troubled youth. Everybody has a chance of being in a gang. It's just how people in the community treat them that either force them, and I don't want to say force because it's a choice that you make to join a gang or not join a gang, but make them think that the only choice they have is to create a gang so they can feel a part of a family. You know what I'm saying? So they're lacking at home, they're lacking in school, they're lacking in a community, feeling welcome.
Is the gang problem growing?
I would say so, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, it contributes a lot, like I said, a lot of the things, community, families, breaking up, parents not being home. Sometimes nowadays, both parents have to work.
Yeah.
So they're not
Must be hard.
home, yeah, they're not home as much. So unfortunately, the adults in the gang will use those little imperfections in a family or in a group and say, oh, come on, you know, we're here for you. And initially they will be, yeah. It motivates them to say, you know what, I want that. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants to be a part of a group. Everybody wants to be a part of a family.
So they could feel protected.
Right. And they harp on that, and that's how they get them. Oh, and it usually starts off, something drastic happens, and the gang is there for you. And then they say, you know, look, we were there for you, and you say, oh, you know what, you were. And then it goes from there, and it builds from there, and then they enter the illegal aspect of the gang.
What are some factors that contribute to the escalation of gang violence?
Number one situation that creates a hostile situation is basically territory.
Yeah.
A gang likes to feel, you know, whether it be I live on this street or live on this street or this area of the community, that's our area, that's our community, that's our part. And anybody that comes into that part, they feel threatened and they'll act out, and that and drugs, you know.
They make it as their own territory.
Right, and that's their main, most gangs, that's their main money source, is them selling drugs or doing illegal things. And if another gang comes along and does those type of things in their area, then you're basically taking away their business. So therefore they gotta react, and the way they react is, we're gonna do something violent, that way no other gang or somebody will say, oh, I don't wanna mess with those guys. So.
What if a gang member was born into it?
Definitely, no matter what situation you're in, when you're born into something, it's all you know. You know, you see that with children that are abused, or children that see their parents abused, and it's all they know. So that it's not that they like it. If you're born into something, no matter what it is, gangs, anything else, it's hard to break that cycle. That's the hardest thing to do. And that's when those people that are born into it need outside influences the most. You know what I mean? Like if you're not born into it, then you kind of have a choice. People got to realize they don't have a choice. That guy was born, or that girl was born into that. Don't harp on them so much. Help them, but take it a different angle. You know, it's all they know. So you have to show them that there is something better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you think it's really hard for them to like get out of the gang if they're born into it?
Yeah, I think that's probably the hardest. The hardest is to get out of that once you're born into it, because That's all. Like I said, that's all you know,
Yeah.
and you accept it, and
It's like an everyday thing.
Yeah.
It's part of your life.
and plus you grow. They see people dying or getting hurt, you almost grow immune to it. You know, like it's just like a normal thing, and that's unfortunate. And those are the hardest ones to get out. And like I said, you can't help everybody.
Yeah.
But that's definitely the hardest situation, I think.